sailing on a ship.
I'm the king of red lions.
Yo, I don't give a shit. If there's one thing I've learned from years of saving this land, it's all I really need is a sword and shield in my hand.
But look over there, that sign says beware. A giant pit, no one can jump, you can't fly through the air. You'll need a special item to get through that moat. But what do I know, right? I'm just a fucking boat.
Fuck, alright, shit, okay. I can maybe pick up one or two things on my way, but as far as I'm concerned, all I need is swordplay.
Shut your fucking elf mouth and take my items, okay?
Your quest is long and the road is tough. The path is dark, you're gonna need a shitload of stuff. No lives are spared, you better be prepared. Marble fangs and a boomerang and a cloth to shield that nasty wang. From a jeweler's mask to an empty flask, here's what you need to complete your task.
Bow and arrow dice and a skeleton key, and a second place trophy from a local spelling bee. A candle with the handle and a single Velcro sandal. Is this an old court order for a drug-related scandal?
No.
Hey, boat, all these items hurt my back. It's a lot.
Pop a Tylenol, you bitch, you've got 87 slots. Here's a hammer that can break any kind of rocket hits, and a pair of full-size studio drum kits. A giant used Q-tip, a really small cruise ship.
A parent signature for a Disneyland school trip?
Documents that prove the moon landing was a hoax.
And a legendary secret hidden golden tome of fart jokes.
Wind waker lets you control the air, and this sit maker is really comfortable reclining chair. The road is long, you must protect that schlong. No stallions and great medallions, you're a bigger deal than plumbing Italians. Sourdough, herd buffalo, just a few more things and you're ready to go.
Your grandma's glass eyeball.
80 pounds of drywall.
And every single item from the March issue of Sky Mall?
A vegan pasta maker.
The wrestler Undertaker?
An odd number of crutches and a family of Quakers.
A basket of muffins?
A turkey with the stuffing.
A pillow that needs fluffing?
A society of puffins.
A fresh unopened box of race quality potato sacks?
46 copies of the Jerk on Betamax.
It's getting kinda heavy.
I don't care, here's a Chevy in the wacky world of mini golf starring Eugene Levy.
Oh my god, I absolutely cannot carry one more thing!
Don't you worry, all that's left is this single piece of string. Whoa! You see? This is exactly why I also packed a spinal surgeon.
I hate you, boat.
Hello, fellows. I'm just taking a while to get sorted. I'm sorry. Setup is really crazy today, and I went through loads of different tabs, and it's just being very difficult. So give me a little bit longer, and then I will get back to you. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, I think I'm done. I think we're done. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm done. Hang on. Hang on. I will switch over in a second. There we go. We're done. Oh my god. That took a long while. So sorry about that. It was just taking forever. Because we've got a fancy setup today. I'm gonna turn this music down a little bit. Yeah, we've got a fancy setup today. Because we're making a tier list today. But because I need to set it up and stuff, like especially like I don't have the normal stuff on like my OBS and stuff, so I had to set it up especially, and I went through 3 different websites just uploading every image of my art from last year, because that's what we're doing today. I uploaded every image of art from on different websites onto these tier list maker websites 3 times, and it didn't work. So that's why I'm about 15 minutes late. But I hope that's okay. But yeah, we're doing a tier list today. I'm just gonna post on my Instagram and on my Twitter that I'm live and we're ready to go now. It may be a little bit of a bad setup. I literally just it might be a bit chaotic, but that's fine. That's fine. My art as a whole is chaotic. I'm just gonna post on my Instagram story. Live and making tier lists. Just the one though, just the one. No, I put twitch.tv. That is not what we're on. That is not what we're on. Okay. https:// twitch.tv/Seaman_life. Okay. Okay. That is posting now. Oh my god, I'm so stressed out. It's fine. Theoretically, it's all sorted out now. So, yeah. No, I didn't even have. I was gonna get like proper, like, I usually get like dressed before stream and stuff. I'm just wearing pajamas right now and just shoved on some necklaces because I didn't have enough time. But oh my god, we are here. We are here. Live now. Okay, posting on Twitter. Holy crap. Yeah, a slight issue that has come up is that I'm using a screen capture, display capture, of to make the tier lists and stuff, and so that you can see the tier lists on my screen. But then that's the whole screen, so I can't see chat while I'm doing that, which is an inconvenience. That's an inconvenience, bro. But it's fine. Okay, you have my full and undivided attention now. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm just gonna pull Twitch up on my iPad. Yes, lots and lots of jokes again. So that I can see chat while I'm making the tier list, and then we will get on and make the tier list. Oh my god, this is stressing me out, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, we can get that started in a second. I'm just waiting for Twitch to load. Beep, 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 beep. And I've got an ad break for my own channel. Fantastic. Well, that will play after that. Okay. Okay. I think I am going to take it over to that one now. Okay. I'm just gonna get rid of all of that. Okay. I hope this shows none of my information, but there we go. We'll go over to the other setup. That's just my OBS, but that should work now. Theoretically, I'm just waiting for it to come up on my other screen. Okay. Does it work? Does it work? Wow, so many plants. Yeah, I had to move lots of stuff around. That's another thing, cause my shelf, I put too many books on it, and it straight up is falling off. So we've got lots of extra plants today because I've had to take them off. But yes, okay. I'm not sure if we're gonna open presenter view. Oh, wait. No, wait, I'm confused now. Okay, cool. Am I able to put that in a full, I don't know. Okay, we'll just do it like this. Sorry that it's freaking scuffed. Okay, we'll just get started. Okay, so the first piece of art that we have is this one. These aren't in any particular order, by the way. It's just I just saved the images and stuff. So this is a traditional piece that I made for Cave Town. It's the only traditional piece that I did last year, but I'm very happy with it. It's very nice. Yeah, I made it for Cave Town and I gave it to them because I went to their concert for the first time, and I always like to give things to people when I go to concerts, although that's only happened twice, so I can only just say that in the plural context. But yes, I think this one is pretty good. Some of I'm not a huge fan of the face on this one, and you know, it's traditional and stuff, but I like it quite a lot. Yeah, some of the tones are a bit weird saturation wise. This is gonna look so tiny. Feel free to shout suggestions of what level you think they should be in. I'm gonna stick that in, I think, A tier. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna be super tiny. Okay. And then can I will that? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So next up we've got Elias. This one is, I spent so long on this one, so very long on this piece, and you know, it didn't get that much hype. I probably spent like 7 hours or something on the line art. I'm really happy with the line art, but the colouring and stuff, I don't like. Sort of the exterior, sort of the background. All of the colours look a bit, I don't know, yellowy, and I feel like the line art is really cool, and I like the drawing in general, but yeah, it's not the best it could have been. I feel like I want to remake it at some point, but yeah, it's not executed the best that it could have been, I think. Yeah. Okay, so I think I'm gonna put that in C tier probably. So, well, next up we've got the Mechanisms Girls, Ladies in Space. We've got Nastia, Rafaela, and Ivy Alexandria. Now, I just made this like because I was like doodling at school and stuff, and I didn't want to do work. I actually quite like the colours and stuff. Rafaela just looks lovely, but I feel like Nastia, the hair is kind of squarey, and yeah, I think it could have been nice. I think the background is a bit sort of basic and stuff. It is nice for a doodle, and there's nice colours and things like that. But I think it could have been a bit better executed. I think I'm going to be kind of biased on sort of the doodles and things, because obviously the full pieces are going to be better than that. But that's still a fairly solid drawing, I think. I think I'm going to put that in E or D. I think I'll put that in E, I think. Yeah, okay. Next up we've got some Over the Garden Wall art. Yay, this is Sarah and Wirt from Over the Garden Wall, aged up, so they're teenagers and they're just cuddling and in love and just sitting together. It's very nice, very wholesome. I really like it. I feel like the pose is a bit sort of awkward, and I'm not a big fan of the colours. Especially with Wirt's trousers, I feel like it's a bit garish. I did want to go for a 70s vibe, but yeah, I'm not sure that I like it all that much. The drawing on Sarah's face is cool though. But yeah, and I'm really not sure about that background either. So yeah, I think I'll go probably an E tier as well for this one. Could have been, no, actually I'll put it on D tier. I could have done it a bit better. Okay, next we've got the Dodie one. The Dodie Build a Problem cover art. I really like this one. I mean, yeah, I think I'm quite proud of this one, and like it, like because the actual drawing of Dodie themselves is the simpler version of my style, but the rendering still doesn't look too bad and things like that. And I like sort of, you can see the like illustration in like the shadows and things like that with like the scratchy lines and things like that, and I like that sort of more illustrative element can like poke through and things like that. But yeah, I really like this one. I think this one is an A tier. This one is an A tier, I think. Yeah, there's a lot of drawings here, by the way. I did limit it to what we included, by the way. I haven't included like doodly posts, like art for announcements and things like that for the most part. I haven't included any commissions, and you know, any sort of super scrappy doodles, or like yeah, super scrappy doodles or work in progresses or Zine work that I'm not able to release yet. But yeah, this is an easy S tier though. Well, we've got some other really nice rendered stuff, but yeah, yeah, I might put it in S tier. Yeah, I might. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them in their categories for now, and then we'll sort of resort them sort of in order in their categories at the end. Okay, next one is the one that I drew for my birthday. I really like how I used the filters on this one with like the stars over the skin and stuff. That was really fun to play around with. I'm not sure what the fuck is happening with my eyes. Yeah, the rendering is kind of clunky, so you can't really see the eyelashes at all. And yeah, the outline is a bit weird. But other than that, I quite like it with the star designs. I wanna sort of re-explore that with like overlays of like different like doodly drawings over the top of a regularly coloured thing. Also, the cropping around this bit, you can see where the hair cropping was because I like cropped it and then enlarged it, and it just looks a bit choppy. But yeah, that's something I'd like to sort of re-explore. Okay, so I think I'm gonna put that one in a D tier as well. Yeah. Okay. And then this one, Basira. I think this is one of my favourites this year. I always use it in like examples and things like that. It came out like almost exactly how it was in my head, which I'm really happy about. I think the eyelashes and the spots and stuff are really cool. Yeah, it came out quite well. I mean, yeah, this was sort of the first time that I sort of really played around with. Hello, streamer. Hi, Nora. Yeah, this was the first time I played around with like filters properly and things like that, because like the original colouring looked very different to that, and I wasn't really sure about that colouring. But then I changed the colouring with filters and things like that, and then I was like, yeah, this is my favourite thing ever now. But yeah, I really like this one. I think that's probably I'm gonna put that on S tier for now, because that's like one of my favourites that I've ever done. Even though it's not like fully rendered or anything, and it like cuts out, I still really like it. Okay, this is a sort of semi-realistic one. Yeah, I literally just took a perspective of my face and then just tried to do it sort of really messy. I really like how this eye looks with sort of the white line around the eye and the stars in it. The colouring, I'm not sure. I think I used the wrong brush for this, and some of it looks a bit clunky, and I don't like the I don't like the brush that I used for the stars. But yeah, this is something that I'd again like to sort of try and do again and re-explore now that I've sort of grown a little bit. But yeah, I had it as like my header on my art folder on Twitter for a while. So yeah, I quite like it. But yeah, it's not one of my favourites. I think yeah, it's just gonna go. I have a feeling that G section is just gonna be things that I want to re-explore or try again, which I feel like is gonna be a lot of it. But that's fine. Okay, this is probably one of my favourites of this year as well. I really like it. It's sort of like, this is sort of a style that I've really explored, especially in my school art and stuff, where I've got like layers and layers of images and like doodles and things all over the place. A lot of it is like just random things that come into my head. Like that day I went to a farm, so I got like some images and things like that of like this peacock and this sheep and this lamb, and this is a picture of the river that was at the farm behind that, and then behind that is a picture of me with messy hair while I was drawing it, and then this is another picture of me while I was drawing it, or rather a drawing. And then I was really into sort of clown history at that time, so I had some pictures of clowns and things like that, and then loads and loads of like random words and things that just came into my head at the time. And I just like the drawings on this one. Like some of my other sort of collage pieces, I feel like the drawings weren't as good at as these ones, and I really like the colour palette of this one. But yeah, I think that's I think that's an A tier, because I feel like some of the textures could be a bit crunchier, because I like my crunchy textures. Okay, this one. Everyone really liked this one on my Instagram, and the more I look at it now, the more I hate it. I feel like it's quite pink. I did the filtering a bit wrong on this one, and yeah, I feel like the flowers and stuff are really cool, and the hair's kind of cool, but everything else just feels a bit clunky and scrappy to me, because I was like, oh, like the center point is like the flowers, so I went all in on the flowers, and then the face is just kind of a bit boring, and like there isn't even a shoulder there, bro. I like the hands, but yeah, I think it could have been done a bit better, and this is just vacant space over here. But yeah, I like it though. The flowers, I think I did really well. I'm really proud of those flowers and sort of the rendering about them. But yeah, I feel like, yeah, it's probably E tier. It's another one. I'm really proud of some elements of it, but it could have been done better. Actually, yeah, E tier. Some of you are just gonna disagree with me on some of these. I feel like most of this stream is just gonna be like me nitpicking. It's either me gonna be like, oh, I hate this bit, this is really gross, and me being like, oh my god, this is godly. But yeah, just yeah. But also this is a little nice refresher of the art that I've done over this year. So yeah. Yeah, this is another Over the Garden Wall piece. I haven't done one in a little bit, so I want to do one again. I just always draw Sleepy, Wirt and Sarah, but honestly, what else do you need? I really like this piece. I like how it's executed with all the little things from around the show, because you've got loads of things featured in the show, like Wirt's clarinet. The frog is like a stuffed frog of the frog that's in the show. Then the tape for Sarah, because it was like, oh, do you wanna? We can work up to it and listen to it at my house. So she's like listening to it with him, and then sort of the pen and notepad for, because Wirt writes poetry. But yeah, I like loads and loads of bits, and even like the little sweets that Greg like uses in the first episode to sort of lure the beast away, and things like that, and Sarah's little clown, for her Halloween costume. I feel like there's lots of cool notes and things in there. I really like how Sarah's drawn, but I feel like some of them are a bit, the body bits are a bit clunky. Like that hand is tiny. I'm not sure about Wirt's face. I feel like the eyes are a bit too cartoony, and the clothes just don't match in the way that I wanted them to. But I still do really like it. So I feel like I'm gonna put that on B tier, I think, because in general I'm really happy with it, with all the sort of references and things like that. I managed to get into it. Okay, got a little bit of Tim and Sasha from the Magnus Archives now. This was a concept that I had of them just chilling and watching some spooky movies. This is supposed to be like a projector light coming from behind them It's not as well executed as I would have liked it to have been, but I still quite like how it's done. I like this sort of border. This was like one of the first ones where I started doing like borders around my drawings and stuff over the top with loads of doodles and stuff. And I really like it. Yeah, I feel like that's the thing when I'm like drawing two people together. I feel like sometimes one of them I just get like their face like perfect and like semi-realistic, and then the other one looks really cartoony. Or maybe that's just because I drew Tim and because I drew Sasha and were like looking up in a weird way. So I kind of need to work on looking up not sinisterly in my drawings and things like that. I like how the colouring and stuff is though. I don't like Tim Tan, but otherwise I quite like it. I just think sort of the projector, it could have looked cooler because I wasn't really sure about how to do the lighting justice. But yeah, that's something that I'd like to re-explore, like a concept that I'd like to try and draw again. But I think I'm going to put it higher up than that. I think I'm going to put it on a C tier with the Elias one. Okay, next one. My beloved OCs! My beloved OCs. I put that image on twice. I was too keen. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So for this one, I quite like it. It's quite doodly. But this is probably the best I've been able to get down my OCs in a long while, sort of with a semi-consistent style, and I really like them. And plus I've had that sort of image of Shifra as my icon for like a year now. I've only just changed it like as of yesterday. I haven't changed it on Twitch actually yet, but yeah, I really like it, and lots of my followers liked it. But yeah, I think it could have been cooler. And it's got a picture of a sheep in the background, which is always great. That's another thing that I've picked up this year. That's quite cool. I like put just images of random things in the background and like really like make it low opacity, so that it's just sort of textures and a bit of tonal difference in the background, just to make it look, I don't know, just to make it look a bit less boring. Like on some of the other ones on here, I've done that as well, especially in the later drawings and things like that. I just have random pictures in the background, and you can't even see them, but it just sort of makes a sort of tonal depth behind it, so the sort of illustration stands out a little bit more. Anyway, I feel like this is just gonna be, yeah, a combination of me going, I really don't like this, or I really love this, and then just blah 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 art tips and things that I have learned. But I mean, what else would you expect? What else would you expect? This is a stream where I am looking at my art, so yeah. I think I'm going to put that on. I think I'm gonna put it on B tier. Yeah, I really like it. And I always like refer back to it and stuff, and I'm quite proud of it. Oh no, I just downloaded it instead of deleted it. Never mind. There we go. Okay, this one of the dirty ones. This is a dirty one that I redraw every year, except, well, it's sort of, there's a continuity thing. But yeah, I basically do a Dodie outfits sort of redraw every year to see how my style has changed and how Dodie's style has changed with sort of their outfits and things like that. And this is the one that I did probably about January or February time, I think. Yeah, I feel like it was good at the time, but man, do I just want to add so many filters, because those colours, I'm like, they're not uniform enough. Yeah, and I really like this central one. I think I did a really good job with that tulle dress, because tulle can just be very painful sometimes to draw. But I feel like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the poster Dodie one. I just feel like the body proportions are a bit weird in different ways. But yeah, Overall, I think it was a fine one. Sort of the general rendering is fine, and I like the difference of the background. It's definitely my best one that I've done yet, but you know, I haven't drawn the one for this year yet, so yeah, it was alright. Where am I going to put that? I mean, probably on this one, because I am gonna do it again. But I mean, that's natural of me every year. So, okay. Oh yeah. By the way, some of these drawings and things contain bright colours and gore and things like that. So, just be warned. But yeah, this is one of Elijah from Camp Here and There. This was sort of a period where I was in a bit of a slump, I think, and I just wanted to. I had so many ideas, but I didn't want to do anything proper, like rendering wise. This was the same area, this one here as well, and I just wanted to draw a camp here and there, but I didn't really know what to do with it. So it's very messy. Like the line art is super messy. Yeah, I really like the concept, and I think it looks really really cool and messy. And is that brighter colours? Yeah. Yeah, this is probably the brightest colour, but I feel like because it's not like the biggest screen on it, it's not too bad. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like the sort of rainbow spiral. It looks a bit choppy though. Yeah, and it's another one that I could execute better. And I mean, those teeth, man, they're just blobs. I didn't even colour them in straight. And like the blood is cut off in weirder ways and things like that. But yeah, it's another one. I like it. People always sort of come back to it and things like that. I feel like it's a C tier. Yeah, I like it, but it's one that I'd like to sort of redo. Is that D or C? Yeah, I'll do D tier. This is just showing how critical I am of my own art. It's like, yeah, I'll do that again. This is one I just did that double thing again. This is what's his name? Jedediah from Camp Here and There as well. This is sort of a concept that I had because there's a bit in the story in season 2 where like the glass splashes or something like that. So Jedediah is crying and things like that. This isn't. I like it. I like the concept and I like how the stars came out because they're like pushing out from the mirror and it's really cool, and I like the sort of illustrative elements of like the scratchiness of like the blast of the mirror, but I feel like the colours are just a bit muted, and not in the best way. It could have been played around a bit more, and that doesn't look as close to the Jedediah in my head as I want it to be. So yeah, that's another one. I really like it though. I think there are more good things about it than there are bad things. So yeah, I think I'll put that on that one, or maybe the one above. I'll put it on. There. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, because that one wasn't all that popular, I don't think. But that's not the way we should be thinking about criticizing our own art. Yeah, I'll put it as a 2 above. Screw it. I like that one. Okay, this one. This one is another one of the collage ones. It was when I was like sort of trying to figure out what it means, and what that sort of concept of just drawing down everything that you thought of at the same time. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I like the sort of writing and the scratchiness. That was sort of where I came up with the idea. But those brushes and the opacity, some of it just looks a bit rough. and the image is too obvious in the background, I feel like. And yeah, I could have just done it a bit better, I think. But yeah. Yeah, because it does feel like an edit of an image rather than a piece of art in itself. But yeah, I'm gonna put that probably on F tier, our first F of the stream. Wow. Okay, moving on to something more cheerful. This is another of the collage ones that went better off, because this is the one that made me be like, whoa, well, I like doing this. This is fun. Because this is another farm one. This doesn't have any images in it, but again, it is like random things that I found on my camera roll of the farm that I just went to, looking at different textures, like the fluff on the sheep and different elements and things like that. And then just the random thoughts and things like that as well. I really, really like it. I really like the sheep eyes and the sort of glowing eyes as well. But yeah, it would have been cool to sort of incorporate the photos just to add a bit of diversity in texture and tone as well. But yeah, I really like it. It's as good as I could have got for that one before I'd like explored it and stuff. So I feel like it's probably a B tier. Probably a B tier. Okay. Now we've got our first fully rendered piece. This beauty, this dirty piece. I made this in January or February of last year. I'm still really bloody proud of it. Yeah, I feel like this is really, really cool. I like how the rendering looks. It's all glowy and nice. And yeah, I don't even know how much better that I could do this than I did then. But yeah, I really like it. I really like it a lot. Yeah, I'm not sure about sort of the blue in contrast with the red. I feel like I could do those colours a bit better now. And the background is a bit downgraded from the rest of it. But I still do really like it. I really like it a lot. And it was my first one where I did oh no, I moved that. The first one where I did the little heart in the hair, because that's something that I do now. Like there, little heart in the hair. And that's sort of a motif that I do a lot of the time now. But yeah, I really like it. I'm still very proud of it. So I feel like that's gonna be an A tier one. Yeah, because those colours and that background is just a bit. But yeah. Okay, next one. Oh, I did it again. I keep double clicking it. I don't need to double click it. But this is Hannah. This is my wonderful OC Hannah. Yeah, I really, really like the line art of this one. It's so cozy and scrunkily. And she's exactly what she looks like in my head. This is the first time that I've drawn her more truthfully to what I feel like she looks like. It's just that I was trying to do sort of a funky, weird, greeny palette, like color palette, but it just looks like I've colored her skin very, very badly. So I feel like it could be a bit more obvious that this was a color palette. But yeah, I really like it in general. I'd like to make it like with the actual colours of her at some point though. I want to draw her again at some point, because she's lovely. She's my love. So I think I'll do a D tier again for my beloved Hannah. Cause yeah, and again that background isn't really doing much for me. This is John and Martin, my first John and Martin. My lovely cozy boys. I really like how Martin looks in this one. It's not necessarily aligned with much of my style instincts right now, but I really like his face is really round and lovely. He's a lot thinner than I think he is, but you know, I was still exploring how to draw him and things like this. This was the first time I drew either of them. I don't think I'd even finished this series at that point, and I wasn't much into the fandom, so John is black here, and he's not black in my headcanon now. So lots of things have changed in how I view them and how I do my art, but I still really like it. It's really cozy, little Valentine's Day thing. Yeah, I did, because I did post this on Valentine's Day. But yeah, they're my lovely boys, and I still really like it, even though the background is fairly simple. I don't feel like it needs to be much busier than that, because it's just a lovely cozy one. So we're just going to put that right next to Tim and Sasha. Okay. Then this one, I was actually looking at this today, because this is another one that I sort of redraw a lot of the time. So I want to redraw it again at some point. I don't think it will be much anytime that soon. But yeah, I really like. I like this one. Like when I did it, I was like, oh my god, it's so Lee. And I still really like it. I really like how Katja looks in it. I like her face. This was probably the most expressive I got, and realistic I got, and considering sort of they're based on cartoon characters, so I didn't get much depth and sort of 3D reference. I feel like I did fairly well on Katja, but Adora just looks completely 2D, and her body looks quite awkward, and I still can't draw people kissing. Every time I've redrawn this, it has just looked very awkward. So yeah, I really need to sort that out. And the lighting is just a little bit clunky, but the background is a lot better than I've done it before though. But yeah, Katja I love. Adora is a bit of a mess. But yeah, I feel like that is a C tier as well, I think. As much criticism as I give it, I still fairly like it. This is one of me. It's a little self-portrait. It's got a little bit of the sort of collagey things where I add photos in the back. This was sort of my first case of just adding photos into normal pieces, not just the collage type pieces specifically. And I really like how it looks. I've got a little bit of Johnny Sims from the Mechanisms. Then I've got a weird meme that I found, and then a bit of a drawing that I did for a realistic drawing. I really like the sort of textures of this, and it was like my favourite drawing for a long while. I like how I look in it, and sort of the borders around it as well. I feel like I sort of over filtered this one a bit, because that just looks a bit putrid. The colours are a bit clangy, just a tad, but that's just me being super duper nitpicky. But yeah, I like it in general though. It's still one that I really like. So yeah, I think I'll put that in B tier. That one goes in B tier. Boop. Okay, we've got some fishes next. This is one that I literally did in about 15 minutes. It was super quick. It's another collagey one, but it was quite lazy. I literally just did like a few fish and just played around with the filters a bit. Yeah, it's nothing fabulous. I like how the fish are drawn in it, but other than that, I am not a big fan. Yeah, it could definitely be better executed. I feel like that's an F tier. Actually, yeah, F tier. Okay. Now, this one I am very proud of. It is still my lock screen. It has been my lock screen for a few months now. Yeah, this little section down here with the candles and her thighs and her knees and things. Yeah, I really like this one. This is the first. Was it the first? It was one of the first where I was very loyal to the original colours, and because usually I draw like a base colour and then the shading and things like that and the lighting over the top. But this time I did like very true to the image, like using like orange and sort of green tones instead of just making a skin color and going from there. And I really like how it turned out. I love the textures in it. I'm very proud of how the candles look out and sort of the rendering, because like with how the light plays around, I did like the outline in different vibrancies and things like that, depending on sort of how close they were to sources of light and things like that. And I'm really happy with it. And it got reposted by the band on their social media. So that's very, very cool and exciting. So I think that's another S tier. Our third S tier of the evening. Very exciting. Yeah. Okay. This is one fan art for Kick PJ for his short film that he did, because I thought it was really sweet, and I really thought I could do something like cool illustration wise, like with the fan art and things like that. The concept was good, I rendered it well, but it is too simple and I used too big of a canvas, so you can't really see any of the rendering details. Like if you had images of different elements like the eye and stuff close up and just had them as the piece, then it would be fantastic. But it's just that it's very simple and rendered very detailed, and that didn't really play off in the best way. And I mean the colour scheme just doesn't suit my style very much at all. But yeah, it was rendered well and things like that, but yeah, it's not my favourite. I should have done it on a smaller canvas. Another Sarah and Wirt time. Yeah, this was just a little one because I hadn't drawn them in a while. It's obviously a very like clowny simple one. But I like it. I'm not a big fan of how Sarah turned out. Like I said, all of the time when I'm doing like two or more people, it's like one looks good and one looks just like a lump. So I'm not a big fan of how Sarah looks, but I really like Wirt's expression. I had him as my Halloween profile picture. But yeah, I like it. It's simple. It's just I could have drawn Sarah a bit better. It doesn't matter that it's not fully rendered or anything like that for me. I still like it. So I think that goes in a C tier. Because I could do it better, but I still really like it. And the colours and stuff are good. But yeah. Okay, Martin. A little Martin. This is very scrappy, and you know, I didn't really pay much attention to how lines worked and things like that, in comparison to my style now. But I really like it. It's very cozy little Martin, and it was one of my first steps into loving drawing sporty people and being more relaxed about clothing and line work and things like that, and I really like it. And I've got little flowers on the outside, and it just feels very nice as a piece of art. It feels very cozy and lovely. So yeah, I really like it. So I'm going to put it on an A tier, just to be extra nice to myself. Okay, we've got a little Archivist. This was the first draw this in your style I've drawn in like 3 years or something. But yeah, I'm really happy with this one. It doesn't match my other art at all, and it doesn't look very good on my Instagram profile, but I really like it. I really like the rendering and things like that. This is actually the first one that I've drawn in grayscale and sort of edited sort of the tones and things, and then put filters over the top of that. And that was really fun to experiment with. So yeah, I really like it. I like all its spots and the rendering and things like that, and how it draws to the eye and things like that. And it's got the little heart motif. Yeah, I really, really like it. I really like it a lot. Yeah. So I think I'll put that on A tier as well. Yeah. and it's sort of a more illustrative style as well, which I like. Yeah, I was very relaxed with that one, with sort of the figure and things like that. But I still really like how it turned out. This is just a doodle. This is like an exception. I didn't even think do I include it? I don't think I will. I'm just going to delete that one and not put it on the tier list. So excuse me for putting it on there. There's a little Gordon Porlock. Because I wanted to draw a Gordon Porlock. I don't like it now. I think it was cozy in premise. But yeah, this is not how I feel like Gordon Porlock looks. I tried to stick to the canon because despite the fact that he's from Puerto Rico, in canon he's paler than a ginger man, so I was like, God, I gotta draw him super white. But now, no, my brain was just shouting at me, he's not white, he's not pale. But I drew him pale anyway to go with the canon. And I regret it. I should have stuck with my head canon through. Yeah, and it just looks a bit clunky, and you can straight up see that this is just an image in the background. So yeah, I'd like to draw him again, but this is not the best at all. Yeah, this is another F-tier one for me. Okay, next one. This one, Little Dodie and Orla and Greta. I really, really like this one. This was another one that I rendered super properly, with like paying attention to different colors, instead of like, I think this was the first one where I paid attention. I like drew it bit by bit rather than like doing a base Okay. I will see chat in a second. But yes. Okay. We can swap over to the other camera. Now, that should be working. Yeah. I won't be able to double check until my ad finishes playing on my phone. Whee. There we go. Okay, it's fine. Okay. This next one we've got is a little Michael distortion. From the Magnus Archives. I really like this one. Just double checking that okay, just double checking that my mic was on. But yeah, this little Michael distortion. I really like this one. I really like it. It's like it was a tiny doodle, but I really like how soft the Lionel looks, and he looks so friendly and lovely. And yes, this is like what I picture Michael Shelley was before he was like a victim of the distortion. And he is my favourite, and everyone says, oh, Michael Shelley is basically headcanon. I still love him, okay? All of the glimpses of canon Michael mean the world to me, and I feel like he is so sweet, and I love him a lot, and I really like how cozy and nice this drawing is, even though it's just a doodle. So I feel like that's a A tier, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This one is little Gypsophilia drawings that I did. It's sort of another collagey one, because it was a painting that I did at school, and then I put it on top of a piece of paper, and then I scanned it in, and then I just wrote My Chemical Romance lyrics on it, and did like doodles and things like that, and I really like how it turned out. Yeah, it's simple, but it's cool. Yeah, it's not stunning, like the texture of the background is a bit too bland for me, but I really like it still. Yeah, and that's I like how the Gypsophilia is painted. It's like clunky in areas and then thin in areas, and I like that. Okay, so I think I will probably put that in B tier, I think. Yeah. Okay, this one. For some reason, my brain just doesn't like this one anymore. Like, it's fine, but my brain is like, no. Yeah, I don't know. I like the face, that's fine. Everything else is a bit naff to me. Yeah, the background is a bit flat, and the hands and the chest, it was like a plain reference, so I get why I did it, but yeah, not all that great. So yeah, I think I'll put it. I'll still put it C tier, but yeah, it's not my favorite. This is one of my favorites, however. This is a fan art that I did over at Party, who is a streamer and artist. This was the first one where I and again, paying attention to reference colours rather than just doing like the base colour and then blush and shadows and things over the top. And I really like how it turned out, because I did cool parts on the leg where the light from outside was shining against it, and I really like how it looks. It's simple, but I really like how it's coloured and things like that. Yeah. So this is my favourite one, and I like the pose and things like that. And the leg warmers look really cool, and the shoes look good. And I even like the little star on the bag. But yeah, I really like it, and I am losing it off of the screen right now. I am just messing everything up. Okay. There we go. Okay, I think I'm gonna put that in S tier. Screw it, I'm feeling crazy. Okay. Yeah. And then we've got this one. I do this one on stream. How exciting! This is a dirty one. Yeah, I liked it a lot at the time. I still like it a fair amount. Yeah, I like this face. I like some of the textures and things like that. Like the frills of their underwear and the sort of textures of the jumper went really well. And I like the colours and things like that. It's just that huge piece of fabric in the middle, like this, like front and center, is like almost completely undefined because the fabric just confused the hell out of me, so I didn't put that much detail into it, which is a shame because it's like one of the biggest pieces and features like right in the middle of the piece, and I didn't really know what to do about it. So yeah, but other than that, I really like it still. So I think I'll put that in B tier. B tier. Okay, next one. This is actually a traditional piece that I did. I edited it and added some bits on Procreate. But in general, it's just like a physical piece. Yeah, it's actually for sale on my shop, the physical pieces, and it's cool because it's like 3D and things like that, but you can't really see that it's 3D in this one, which sort of lets it down a bit. But I like the sort of colours and things like that. But yeah, I like it conceptually. Yeah, I really like it. I feel like the "is it worth it" really is kind of a little bit cringy, but other than that, I really like it. It's a bit vibrant for what I do generally, but I still really like it. I'm very proud of it. Yeah, I'd like to do more and stuff like that because that was like my interpretation of like the collage type things, if it was a traditional piece. So yeah. Oh my goodness, we've reached the end of the gallery. There's not much space left there. So we're coming to the end. But yes, this is like my second to latest dirty piece. This took like 17 hours, but I am very happy with it. I'm really happy with it. The more I look at it, the less happy I am about the face, Dirty's face. Not like miserably unhappy with it. It just feels a bit less good than the rest of the painting. But my god, am I happy with the rest of the painting. I really like how the background looks and all of the dancers. I put a lot of effort into making sure the like sort of curves and lumps of the bodies were accurate, and again like the colouring by tones and things like that rather than a base colour and things like that, and making it all uniform and nice, and then making sure the lettering was spaced out but not too glaring, because this was like a sort of semi-recreation of a Cool Girl piece I posted in November of 2019, and yeah, I really like it. I really like it. It's definitely an S tier. Definitely an S tier. No question about it, buddy. Okay. Then we've got a little Moomin one. A little one of Sniff. A character from Moomin that I just did a little doodle of for Pride Month. It's not the greatest thing in the world. I like the colour palette, but other than that, it's not thrilling. So yeah, not much to talk about there. I think I'll just put it in E tier because it's not like horrible. It's just not great. It's not like wow. This one I really liked it for a really long time. I'm a bit unsure about the colour palette now, and sort of the face is a bit weird. I did this one on stream actually, I think. But yeah, I like it. I like sort of the general drawing and sort of the layers of different things and stuff like that, because they did again like different pictures and stuff laid on top. Yeah, the colours I'm a bit unsure about now, only a tiny bit. But yeah, I still like it a decent amount, so I'm gonna put that on C tier. Yeah. Okay. And then we've got my latest OER, properly rendered one. Yeah. I tried really hard with the rendering. I really like how I outlined it because I did like a base color and then I did rendering on top of that. And then I sort of incorporated that into the background, which meant I got loads of like extra stray hairs that was just with rendering the background, which I really like the effect of because that like cleaned up different things and made things jagged in cool ways and things like that. It's really realistic. I really like it. It's just that I feel like the clouds are a bit clunky and I would have liked to have a picture in the background as well, just to make it a bit more exciting in sort of the way that it was. But I still think it's an S tier. I think it would be the lower end of the S tier if when we get to sorting them. Next we've got Draculaura. This is another one that I did on stream. I really like it. I like the moon on the back of it, and how it looks. It is very nice, very cuddly. She looks lovely. She looks very sweet. It's just that the only criticism is the way that I coloured it. It made her look like less like a pink vampire and more like a slightly pink toned human person. When the filtering and stuff was done, which yeah, she looks more human than like a pink like character. And I mean her face is a little bit too cartoony for my taste now. But other than that, I really like it. It does look a bit like she's what do you call it? That ice cream that's like pink and white and brown. It just does look like one of those ice cream tubs. But it's fine. Yeah, I still like it a fair amount. I think I'd put it C tier, I think. Yeah. Okay, next one is this one. This is a mock-up of what my clown costume is going to look like, which is a costume that I'm doing for school. I really like how this one looks. The eyes are really cool and droopy. Yeah, I like sort of, it's not very detailed, but it's cool. It's another one where I did just a random image in the background. This is literally just the laminate floor of my kitchen with like wood grains and stuff like that, just to add a little bit of texture. Yeah, I like it a fair amount. I feel like the filtering is a bit too sort of sickly, and just because I got a bit lazy, I literally just found a picture of the skirt that was on the panels, and just sort of edited it in very lacklusterly, and sort of just did blue zigzags when it's actually a very detailed expressionist piece. But other than that, I really like it. I have messed that up again. But yeah, other than that, I like it. I like the little doodles and the border around it as well. I think that is going to be another B tier. And then we've got our final piece. I said that I wasn't really going to do any sort of announcement pieces. This was just a piece that I made at the end of Pride Month, because I did a little fundraising over Pride Month, raising money for a Trans UK charity, and this was just something that I posted at the end of that, celebrating the fact that we had reached our £50. We reached £50 donation for that, which was super cool. But yeah, I think it stands out as a piece by itself enough, because it's not got like, we raised £50 on it. It's just some cool trans bodies. So yeah, I really like it. I'm not sure about the colour scheme, and I could have added a bit more texture, but I really like sort of the explosion-y. I really like just to do some more bodies and things like that. The only problem is it's very hard to get references and things like that when I'm a 17-year-old child. So yeah, yeah, I really like to do some more bodies and things like that. It's just hard to find references, like I said. But I could probably sort of explore a bit more, and do a little bit more searching. Yeah, I think that's a D tier. Okay, what I am going to do now is we're going to sort through them. Sort of, can I don't think I can sort through them like that. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we will just have to, I'm going to tuck that in the side. There we go. And then we'll just do it like this now. I'll just check that lines up with my camera. Hang on. No, okay, so that needs to go this way a little bit more. Wait. Okay, that's fine. You don't need to see, you know what the F tier is. Okay, okay, I'm just gonna sort through the order of them now. Hang on, can I make this any more? Okay, we'll do it to that and just hope that works. Yeah, okay, we'll sort through the order. Okay, so we'll start with the lowest. We'll go F tier first. So this is that collage piece, that fish piece, and that Gordon piece. I'm going to do it so the ones closest to the letter are the highest in that category, and the ones furthest away are the lowest in that category. So theoretically, at the minute, Gordon Pollock is the lowest of the low. But yeah. I think I'm going to order it so the fish is... yeah, I think I'm happy with the order that it's in at the minute, actually. Okay, so moving on to E tier, I think I'm going to put... I'm going to keep Sniff at the bottom. Am I? No, I'm going to put the PJ piece at the bottom, the whale piece at the bottom. And then I'm going to put the Jody piece at the top, because I still like that a fair amount. The flowers were really good on that one. Then I'm going to put the Mrs. piece, and then I'm going to put the mechanisms, and then Sniff, and then the whale piece. Okay, moving on to D tier. D tier. Okay, I'm happy with that where it is. Actually, no. Okay, we'll do some rejigging. I'm going to put Elijah there. I'm going to swap that one with that one. And that one with that one. Yeah, okay. There you go. And then I think I'm going to put that one in front of that one as well. Okay, cool. And then Hannah, and then Elijah, and then the trans bodies. There we go. And then C tier. So they've got Elias, Tim and Sasha, John and Martin, Katra and Shira, Wirt and Sarah, Dodie, me, Draculaura. And we've got like all of the duos on this row. Okay, so I think the highest is probably still Elias, then Sasha, then I'm gonna put the Katra and Shira piece, then I'm gonna put the Wirt and Sarah piece. Am I? No, I have changed my mind. And then I'm gonna put that one, then I'm gonna put that one, and then that one, and then Tom. It's not even Tim, it's Martin and John at the end. Okie dokie. And then what order are we gonna put these guys in? Okay, I feel as though this one should be at the front, because that one's fairly good. This one is gonna go nearer to the end. This one is gonna go nearer to the end. This one I really like still. This one I like still. And then I'm gonna say this one. Then I'm gonna say this one. And then this one. 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 And this one. Okay, A tier. Then we've got. I'm going to put the. This one first. Then the Dodie one. Then the John Sims one. Then the Michael one. Will I? No, I'll put the Robbie one first, the Cave Town one first, and then the Michael one, then the Martin one, then the Collage one, and then finally onto S tier. I think we're gonna put the Big Dodie one first, quite clearly. Then I'm gonna put this one, then this one, then this one. Can I move that up a tiny bit? There we go. Then Basira. Then the new Dodie one. No, actually, then the Dodie Builder Poppin one. And then, last but not least, we have the newest Dodie one. And I think that is our tier list done. That is our finished tier list. I will put that on full screen for us now. So we've got S tier, we have Dodie. Yeah, our best piece was Dodie. Then we've got Spells and Rituals for Charming Disaster, the band Charming Disaster. Then we've got my Rap Party piece. Then we've got Basira, then Dodie, and then Dodie. And then all the way down at the F tier, we have me with a weird collage piece, a weird fish collage piece, and then Gordon Porlock. And that, I believe, is our tier list for today. That is our tier list. Yeah, I think that is it. I feel like, how long have we been going? We've been going an hour and a half. I don't really have much else prepared for today. Because I was like, yeah, this is going to take so long. I've done so much art this year. But yeah, I'm happy to leave it there. I think, I think I'll just go through some of my art hopes for next year, or for this year now, because it's January 2nd. My goodness. I feel like this year coming up is going to be a big year for my art, I think. For my improvement and things like that, because I'm finishing sixth form this year, so after all my exams and things like that, I'm basically going to have quite a few months where I can just do art and read and things, and I am going to be doing art because I'm working towards an exhibition in that time, so I'm going to be doing lots of traditional art and lots of digital art and lots of experimentation and just drawing, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be so exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be such a fun time. I'm really looking forward to just making things, because for so long it's just been, oh, I have exams, I have school, things like that. I've been working towards my GCSEs. I'm recovering from my GCSEs. I'm anxious about sixth form and things like that. But for a period this year, it will be basically May or June time to late September / early October. I just have a couple of months. I'm just going to read and sleep and make art and read books, and that's basically my agenda, and I'm really excited for it. So I hope I'm going to make some cool things for you guys. I'm really looking forward to it. I have a new post on Instagram right now. with my new Meet the Artist, show my improvement from this year. Let's hope I improve some more, because I'm really excited. I'm really excited to keep going. Yeah, follow my Instagram and Twitter if you want to keep up to date with art. Thank you so much for watching. I will post the tier list on Twitter as well. But yeah, thank you. You've been lovely. You've been lovely today. This was very fun. I don't usually do stuff like this, but it's been fun. But yeah, I will see you another day. Thank you for joining me. Have a lovely evening / morning / whatever time it is. Have a drink. I love you. Bye bye.